Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
So I met Arman a couple years ago in Choices class because he crashed a party at my house and we got in trouble. And I admired his immediate lack of respect for authority in the class, and we were friends ever since.
Hey, I'm Chase. Known Arman for a long time. Actually, half of both of our lives, about 14 years. He's a good kid. We were in a band together back in middle school and high school. Me, Jim Vance, Ingve. Arman, you remember Ingve. Yeah, pretty normal kid for the most part. Then, a couple years later, we both in college, and we decided to cut off our hair together. We both had hair down to our shoulders. And then, things started to get a little weird after that. Started talking about, something about Azerbaijani. I don't really know exactly what that deal is. Assume it's something Persian. Hey, it's, like I said, pretty normal for the most part. Then he started taking a really strange interest in small Middle Eastern countries bordering the Caspian Sea. With a history of Soviet occupation, who've recently declared their independence. It was really, really specific. Then it was all kind of something about memes and horrible Facebook groups, and couldn't really talk to him about anything else. That seemed to be his main focus. I started talking about moving there.
So I met Arman my sophomore year. And there was a party at Tea House that me and Jake and a lot of our friends were gonna go to. So I walk into Tea House and I see Arman fighting over a chicken wing with our friend Matt. Made me really think, wow, this kid sucks. So I immediately liked Matt more. Arman was an ideal roommate. He cleaned up after himself. He mostly kept to himself. But then things started to change.
So I met Arman through mutual friends. I met him, the first night that I met him was at Havana's in New Hope. And he was kind of pressuring me to talk to him, but I didn't want to talk to him. It took us about a year and a half to actually start talking on a regular basis. After, in between, he kept pursuing me, but I wasn't interested at the time. But then once we started talking, I started realizing that I liked him, and he asked me out, and things were really, really good. He was great. He was attentive. We did a lot of things together. We would travel together and, go to dinner together and hang out, and I would stay at his house for multiple weekends at a time. And then slowly he became more interested in a place called Azerbaijan, and it basically became something that he started thinking about more than when he was dating me.
So everything was like pretty normal for a while, and then he got obsessed with Azerbaijan. He would just constantly bring it up day and night, lose countless hours of sleep on Expedia just trying to book tickets. Would always tell me little bits and pieces here, but he was mostly incoherent. It was weird. And he started sending me things like this.
So things started to change once Arman started getting really interested in this whole Azerbaijan business. He started having all this Azerbaijan paraphernalia all over his walls. We started having these meetings, people coming over I didn't know. They ended up actually taking one of our roommates with us. I'm sorry, that was really emotional for me. I miss Joe every day.
We snuck the true heir of the Persian Empire to this puppet state of Azerbaijan. And this way we can keep the bloodline pure away from those filthy Arabs. And this way, after many millennia, we will be able to restore Azerbaijan as at the seat of the crown of the jewels of the Persian Empire. And we will restore these benevolent kings back in the glory of the center of humankind. And that's what the Azerbaijanis are for.
So in the past couple months, before we broke up, Arman was constantly on his computer researching this country, which I never heard of before. And he constantly played the national anthem. I would walk into his room. He would never invite me over. I would have to come over myself. And he would be playing the national anthem full blast to the point where I couldn't walk into his room anymore because I couldn't even hear myself think. Right before we broke up, I walked into his room and his walls were covered with pictures, and it was clear to me that he started having a problem. When I confronted him with this, we got in a huge fight, and I had to, unfortunately, end the relationship.
On, go.
And after that, he talked about leaving the country, and last I heard, he moved over somewhere, some Middle Eastern country. I assume he's in the desert somewhere, living with the Bedouins. I haven't really spoke to him since.